Frequency decomposition is a quick and easy way to retouch photos that we use ourselves. This method is quite popular among professionals and amateurs alike. But this method should be applied carefully. Otherwise, the photo can turn into something unrealistic plastic. I'll show you now a method for everyday work. My name is Andrew. I tell you how to solve problems with your program and make it easier to use. And I'm going to help you solve this problem. Stamps and patches can distort the texture of the skin. Therefore, we will not use them now. To get a perfect result, you need to divide the photo into two frequencies. The first is the high frequencies. Works exactly with the texture, which forms the light and shadow pattern. The second is the low frequencies. Work with light and shadow without capturing the texture. You can divide it into 3 frequencies or more, but from experience I can say that you will not notice a big difference and spend much more time. So, let's begin. Let's make a duplicate of the photo layer. The key combination is Ctrl+J. We'll call the top layer high and the bottom layer low. Select the high layer and go to Filters, Other, High Pass. In the opened window, choose the radius at which we will see only the texture without color. Then hide the high layer and select the low layer. Then go to the path filters, Blur, Gaussian Blur. Set the same radius that was applied to the high layer just now. Open and select the high layer and use curves on the bottom right. To better analyze this layer, we need to increase the contrast. We need to bring the points closer to the center, closer to the top. Let's make the curves layer act only on the high layer. To do this, hold down the Alt key and click between the layers. Select the high layer and use a hard stamp to repair the texture. To use the stamp, we need to click on the dot in a good place with the Alt key pressed and then fix the photo. In a couple minutes, you can fix even the most problematic skin to a good state. When you're done, hide the top layers and select the low layer. Make a duplicate of the bottom layer so you can go back to it if you make mistakes. On the new bottom layer, we'll work with the Mixer Brush tool. The keyboard shortcut is Shift-AB. This tool works like a wet rag that smears pixels across the image. I use this tool most often with all settings set to 10%. You can play around with the settings and choose the right one for your photo. Let me explain how this tool works. In the place where we need the reference softness of the light and shadow pattern, we click with the Alt key pressed. Then we smudge the places where we want this softness of the texture to be. Then we change the reference location and smudge other places in the photo. This tool copies brightness and can break the contrast of areas of the face. Be careful not to interfere different areas of the face with each other. As you work, you can periodically hide this layer and look and compare it to the original. If you think you've overdone it, you can, for example, reduce the layer's transparency percentage. Or you can delete the layer and create it again. To see the result of our work, we turn on the display of all layers. We apply the high layer in the linear light blending mode. The picture becomes too sharp. To normalize the picture, we need to select the curves layer and make the curves smoother. The coordinates of the first point are 0 and 64. The coordinates of the second point are 255 and 192. In this way, the curve reduces the contrast of the layers that lie below it. The picture gains its original sharpness. The frequency decomposition is complete. For convenience, you can group all the frequency layers into one folder. By turning the group display off and on, we see the full power of frequency decomposition. As a result, we get a perfect skin with the original texture preserved. Frequency decomposition allows you to not only cover up pimples, but also do much more interesting things. But I'll talk about that in the next few videos. If you like quick and easy reviews on features of your favorite programs, then subscribe to the channel, put likes and comment on the videos.